Welcome. We're doing community dialogue today, which is a session where we're just going to get to know each other a little better. Everyone in the community already knows Deanna Julsen. I'm Faith Reeves. I think most people probably know Deanna. Faith Reeves, the Sustainability Coordinator. We've been partnering together for the last year and 4 months on the Resilient Action Committee. You've been in our Foodways group. I have been, very much aware of you through the farmers market for many years. You were our market manager here in Fairfield for 2 years, and you've got the coolest farmers market booth that I have ever seen. I really love the cart. She has this bicycle, a cart that she can close everything up inside and have all of the vases with all of her beautiful cut flowers. It's really something to see when she arrives, and just you unfold everything and wow, it's just a beautiful gift of mystery when it all comes out. I love it. I've admired that cart. So you've been in the kind of food and farmers market realm forever. You're working with the Resilient Action Committee on Foodways. We're working on how to build a more resilient community food system. How do we support more vibrant table food farming models? But you're also doing some other really cool things. And so recently, you've had a new development around the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. You've been working on this behind the scenes, but it's coming together and it sounds like it's getting ready to launch. Can you tell us about that program?
Yeah, so actually, about a year ago this time, Alex saw me, and for some reason, I don't remember exactly how, but he remembered that I love Dolly Parton. And he said, "Oh, would you like to help bring, the Dolly Parton Imagination Library to Jefferson County?" And I said, "Oh, it's garden season. I don't have time." And then a few months later, I asked him, "How's it going with the Imagination Library?" And nothing had really happened. And he had on this. Alex is really smart, and I think he touched into I don't know how it came about with Joella Corey, who's a young woman in town. She's a mom with 3 kids, and she must have met him at the library. And so he connected that she liked Dolly, and they had spent their honeymoon at Dollywood, in Sevierville County. And so anyhow, Joella and I got together because I had more time, had been freed up, and so we got together and just started looking at the process, which is very, very intelligently and easy to understand. It's laid out in a way that anybody can do, and to become an affiliate of the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, which has been going around the world now for 30 years.
Wow.
And they've sent, the last number I looked at a couple months ago was 250 million books have been sent to kids. And her inspiration was her father, who she said was the smartest man I knew, didn't know how to read. And he was busy raising his family, and that held him back. And so she wanted to help all the kids. I start crying when I think about this because she's so generous. But she wanted to help the kids in their county overcome the literacy issue that was there. So she started doing, just doing one local county at a time. And now it's, in many countries and many states in the U.S. Yeah. So it's they have it all laid out exactly what you do. You get your funding. You have to have a bulk mailing permit from your library. You have to, you have certain designated roles that are filled, and they have all of the, I don't know what you call it, like the back room tech set up to make the process super simple. So Joella, and actually it's a team. Joella has done most of the work as far as I'm concerned.
Thank you, Joella.
She has gotten all of that back end stuff done, and she and I went to the library board, who then recommended to the Library Foundation, this was last summer, that they do the funding, and that's one of the main thing you have to get in place is the funding. And they have a calculator on the Dolly Parton Imagination Library website that they base your number of kids enrolled is based on a census number. So, and then you put in your census number, and then it tells you, like, this is how much you need for the first year, and this is how much money you need. I mean, it's really brilliant.
Statistically, what they've seen over the years.
Yeah, from their experience. And so we asked for the money, and the Library Foundation said yes. And I remember one of the comments that the board members made was, oh, it's not just for Fairfield, but it's for Jefferson County, is the area that's covered, and that will help them with their outreach, because they were looking, they're often asked, well, what do you do for the county? And so they really appreciate it. And
so the funding that they are contributing, that goes
for
towards
postage.
The postage for the books.
So Dolly Parton Foundation buys the books and takes care of all the mailing and everything, and we just our funding. We have an account there, and every time they mail books out, they pull money out of our account.
Okay.
And it's so easy to set up, and it's really easy to register. People can go to imaginationlibrary.com, and then there's a place to check availability, and that takes you to a map of the U.S. where you click on Iowa, and then there's a map of Iowa. No, you don't have to do that, because we're already available. So you put in your zip code, and then our info pops up.
Oh, great.
And you can go to our page, and
so any parent or caregiver can do this and sign their kid?
A parent or grandparent, and they have to live in Jefferson County.
Okay.
That's the requirement, and that's the books are sent to kids from age birth to 5. And so
is it a monthly?
Every month they'll receive it.
One book?
One book, and it's addressed to them, which I think is so sweet, so they're getting these books from Dolly. My grandson participates in Kansas City, and he thinks that Dolly writes the books. I mean, he just loves getting, kids like to get mail. And
oh yeah,
so
something mailed directly to you?
Yeah, I just think, I mean, if I were a little kid and that were happening to me, I would feel so special.
Yeah.
So there's that aspect of it. It's like this huge act of generosity that you can count on every month, that's coming. And then
and does it continue indefinitely?
Till 5.
And then so how do you keep the program going in Jefferson County? Do you just keep funding the postage and then staying subscribed to the process?
Mm-hmm. And so far the library board funded it, the foundation, for the first 3 years, according to the calculator on their website. But the thing that's happened is we haven't really even officially launched the program. Joella, on her own personal Facebook page, posted about it, and within like a day we had 40 kids signed up. And now that was probably about a month ago, because we just wanted to do a test run, and so people sign up, and it's really, they just go on their phones and do it, but then we go in and approve it on the back end.
Okay. You confirm?
Yeah, we confirm the address, and we just look at the information and make sure that there's not a duplicate happening and that kind of thing. And that's really simple to do. The program is very easy to use.
And so you partner with the library as kind of the admin for this? Is that something that...
Yeah, Joella and I are doing that, and there's a lot of support. Like on our affiliate page where you sign up, Alex is listed as the main contact and the library number. Okay. And then Sarah Martindale is a children's librarian, and we're working with her to do our official launch. Oh, so now we have about 115 kids signed up from the time Joella made that post.
Wow.
I know, it's like Facebook.
And when do you launch officially?
Well, so Sarah is going to incorporate it with a story hour that she's having during spring break, which is March 19th.
Okay.
At 4 o'clock. Okay. At the library. And so there will be a regular story hour activity, and then we'll be there with our Dolly Parton cutout. And
any costumes?
Yes. Yeah. Not quite. I don't think we'll do costumes. We'll let Dolly handle that.
And so, and that's going to be an opportunity to sign up.
Yes, yeah, and just, but people have already signed up. I mean, it's just so simple. You go on and we've entered the zip codes for all of the towns in Jefferson County. So if your zip code matches the zip codes that we have listed, then you're basically in.
So there's a geographical eligibility. There's an age eligibility limit. Is there an income eligibility limit?
It's for everyone, which is so wonderful. Because one thing we've discovered is working parents don't necessarily have time to take their kids to the library to get books, and so it's just easy. The book comes to the house, so that's really kind of wonderful, and it's just for everybody. It doesn't matter.
Do you want to show a sample of what this might look like?
Well, the way they do it is they have the kids divided into age categories. And so they don't all get the same book. Kids, who when they're first born get a much different book. So here, what do we have here? These are probably the more, should we hold them up like this? Or what?
Sure, I think you can, yeah.
So that one's Baby Sounds. And then there's Bunny. The very first book I've read that everybody gets is The Little Engine That Could. And the books are really beautiful, and they come with this little Imagination Library logo printed on them.
That's great.
In fact, Dolly, I think, is like the second largest buyer of books in the book economy, behind some some big bookstores. I don't want to say
what a
which
legacy.
One. I know she isn't. I mean, she's just amazing. And then here's one: Busy People. They have a group of child psychologists and early childhood educators who help select the books. And I think they review books that are available at different times and maybe change the selections.
Great. So 12 books a year.
12 books a year.
Wow.
Right.
So in 5 years, you've filled a shelf there.
Yeah, and one of the things that the children's librarian sent me information about the value of just having books in your house is a boost for kids, and then being read to as a young child is even another layer of how it enhances their future development and their cognitive development and their social development. And so, I mean, it's just a really sweet thing.
This is beautiful.
Yeah, so there's Clap Your Hands, there's Dogs, A Colorful Day, a story about colors and counting. Here's Birding Babies.
Aww.
And one of there's the Llama. These, my kids are 37, so some of these books I don't recognize, but some that I do. Here's one, Hair Love, and it's wonderful. They're very inclusive, if we can say that. Yeah. There's a monster in your book. Oh, I bet that's fun. And my pappy has a motorcycle.
Oh, fun.
Another book.
Yeah.
One of the things in some states, it's not available in Iowa, but like Texas and California, I think there's a bilingual option.
And so that's in your intake form, all of the questions?
Yeah. If it's available in your area, then it would be in the form.
That's great.
But we don't have that in Iowa. Yeah. And this is probably a favorite of mine. It's Dolly Parton's, it's her Coat of Many Colors song, but it's a book with these beautiful pictures, and it's just the words to the song. Do you know that song?
Yes.
Yeah. I think so.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and so I just find her to be completely inspiring and generous and a model for how people who have excess money could spend their income doing good for people.
Well, I appreciate the effort that you've gone through along with your team to pull this into Jefferson County. This is going to be so wonderful.
Yeah, so March 19th is the launch. Official launch, but in any time people can just go on the imaginationlibrary.com,
and we'll include the links in
Yeah, check availability, and so I don't have to go through that again.
Yeah, great.
And sign up. And
Wonderful.
See if there was anything else. We also have a Facebook page for Jefferson County.
Okay.
Yeah, so Joelle is taking care of that.
We'll include that link as well.
Yeah.
And there's a wonderful flyer that's beautifully done that we'll share as well. And that'll be really easy for everyone to kind of just be informed and participate. But don't forget the March 19th at 4 o'clock. There'll be an opportunity to sign up directly. So you have, since you've retired from your corporate career, you have committed yourself, it seems to me, wholeheartedly into volunteerism, into civic work. You with putting all of your energy in at the farmers market, even past your market manager position, and you're on the board there. You're on the Resilient Action Committee, committing time and effort there. The Imagination Library, and then you're also working to bring good news around sustainability into the region through seeking out articles or writing articles for the Upside column for the Southeast Iowa Union.
Yeah, so Mark Dwyer and I talked to Andy Hallman at the Southeast Iowa Union and asked about having a weekly column that just focused on sustainability, because I just feel I'm tired of reading bad news, and I just thought, well, there are good things happening, and we need to put more attention on the good, positive things that are happening, and that we're doing to make the world a better place, and to keep the resources that we have available for the coming generations. And so Andy said yes, and it took us a while to kind of find a rhythm with it, and so it typically it comes out on Thursday in the print version of the paper, but sometimes it's Tuesday. It depends. For him, it's a matter of how much space he has and what other things have to fit in. So we've and then there was someone's family had COVID, and so they couldn't quite get it to, couldn't quite deal with the new thing at the beginning of last year. And then I got sick for a couple weeks, and so anyhow, we've probably done about 20 articles in the last year, and they're just 500 words. It's called On the Upside, and I have some, like the first one we did was from about the Stanley Foundation remodel, eco-friendly green remodel of their headquarters in Muscatine. And another thing we've done is an article on SILT, the Sustainable Iowa Land Trust. I look at Practical Farmers websites, and at the Center for Rural Affairs, and for the Iowa Farmers Union, when I get emails from them that announce their speakers at their events, I think, oh, that would be good for the Upside. So we contact people and try.
Great.
And just have found people like Tommy Hexter did. One of our first articles was something, he had done an editorial for the Iowa Farmers Union about local food being the future of Iowa. And so he reworked it to fit into our word count, and so there's reaching out to around the area, and then we also have focused on some things in Fairfield. So Marg did a 3-part art series on our wastewater.
Which our wastewater treatment plant is so cool. It is so cool.
I know, and everyone needs to know how wonderful it is. I was worried. I mean, I was like not excited about the amount I pay in my water bill until I saw the place and heard what they're doing, and it's like, oh, this is totally, this is totally worth it.
Chemical free. They're using just biology and microbes to do the nutrient management, and it's really great.
And then they end up with some compost that can go on field crops. So that's kind of what could be better? So we should be really proud of that instead of being upset about how much it cost.
It was an expensive upgrade.
But and it was. It seemed like it was done really intelligently. Anyhow, So there's local things. There's different things I feel are sustainable is like strengthening the community.
Yeah.
So we've done articles on ongoing projects that individuals in the community have taken on. Like Steve Boss has his Great Taste cooking experience, which has been existed in many forms for like 18 years or something. And
used to be on the crew and have a radio show.
Right, and now it's and it was videotaped, but now I think he just tapes it and it's broadcast in Iowa City audio on a radio show. But they're also on the Fairfield Media Channel. Jason, I think, was
he's been
filming it for a long time.
Yeah, they're so cool. It's a fun experience to go and sit in the crowd and listen, and you get to ask questions of the chef or whoever's in for the day.
And his main motivation is to promote locally grown, healthy, whole foods, and help people show that it's easy and fun to cook with them, and so it's not like a big fancy gourmet experience. It's really accessible and relatable.
Wow, we can get behind that.
Yeah, and he also has another thing that I think is a community building kind of experience is the dance. What are they called? The Fair Folk Dance Collective. It's Jennifer Hamilton and the people who do the contra dancing and English country dancing, and I mean, she talks about how there are studies done that show that extends your life, your vitality, and your happiness. Just
will you
dancing
write an
together.
article about that?
Yeah, I did one.
Oh,
that
great.
was the first one we did this year, I think, that I put in.
Great.
Yeah, and.
So just going around, you're scanning the area, seeing all of the good news that kind of orients towards community building, sustainability, resilience in all the ways. Yeah,
so Mary Roche also has written a couple of articles for, one was about the Heartland Park condos where she lives and how their green initiatives that they practice, and they have their own garden at the condos. And
oh, great.
I know they have a composting situation going on there. So what else? She did something recently. Oh, she did an article on the various solar installations in Fairfield. Because if you drive around town, you don't see this in every little town, like solar on all the rooftops. So
yeah, we're pretty well suited.
Yeah, so the thing that's been really fun, I'm just talking, that's been fun about that is, like I just recently thought, oh, it's gardening season, we should put something in about the community garden.
Yeah.
And then I opened the paper on Thursday or Tuesday, and there was an article that Andy had written about the community garden.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel like there's more, I don't know if I'm just seeing it that I have, now that I have my,
your positive lenses on.
Right, or if it's also kind of rubbing off.
Yeah.
Like there are a lot of good things. Like I was mentioning to you the other day about this woman in Mount Pleasant who's starting a store for local products, local food products, and also just made things.
Yeah.
That she can sell shelf space in the store.
Freeze-dried mama?
Yes.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope that trend continues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, we need all the positivity that we can get.
Well, thank you for bringing all the positivity that you bring to our community and committing so much of your time and energy to Fairfield in all of the ways, whether it's at the farmer's market, in your garden, bringing all those beautiful flowers into the farmer's market, in the library, in the conference room table with us at the rack, and then in the Southeast Iowa Union. I so appreciate you and all that you do, and it's just a joy to know you. And I'm so glad that you're here to help me share you with the community so that they can understand all that she does.